Hey guys, and welcome to the Provokers podcast, where we talk about things you probably should too. Today I'm joined by...
Hey guys, it's Ethan, otherwise known as FlabbsXZGaming.
And I am your host of the day, the most handsome one that is currently the host.
I need a list of how many episodes the host starts by saying, the most handsome host, by the way. Like something along the lines. I want a number.
Right.
Someone, audience, that's your homework for this week. Go tell me how many episodes start with the host calling himself handsome. Because it's got to be like in the 50s for season 2.
It's high up there. I definitely started saying it a lot more. Like, the more I do it, the more I find it funny.
Yeah.
Like, not even new. It's not even surprising. It's like, oh, there he is. He's handsome.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's funny because they can't see us. I guess they could see you if they chose to. But on the actual podcast itself, they can't see us. So it's really funny.
Yeah, so if they've never watched my channel, if you haven't, what are you doing? Get on it. But they never watched my channel, never watched the With Friends episodes that I'm in. They're like, I don't even know what this guy looks like.
Yeah, I forgot. They watch some of my stuff, and depending on what it is, they might see you too. But because I think there's only a couple of games where I just don't even show your footage because it's not necessary. Like Golf with Friends, obviously I no need to do that. But like with Escape the Backrooms or like that, like Booming, I love showing your footage because whenever you die a horrific death, I love to show that. So again, this would be a great segue for the actual episode, but we gotta do small talk first.
Yeah, so you have to do small talk first. So how have you been in the last, 5 minutes between episodes?
Yeah, so again, to the audience, because I know sometimes you guys miss certain episodes or whatever, and I understand that. Life gets crazy. But we're pre-recording some of these episodes. This week we were only supposed to do one. But my apartment thing was supposed to be happening, and I'm going to freaking become the Joker in a second. But either way, I just wanted to get a bit more prepared. Not much going on with me, although next Friday for you guys, next Friday. For me, it's next Sunday, but, next Friday for you guys is gonna be wait, hang on. No, this is right. Yeah, I'm trying to go into what their view is. Yeah, so next Friday for you guys is gonna be a 10 out of 10 episode, guaranteed, Ethan certified. It's gonna be great. It's not a game show. It's not anything else I do, really. But I can tell you wholeheartedly it's gonna be a banger. I have some special guests, plural, planned to be on that episode. So it's gonna be a fun time. So stay tuned for next week. It's gonna be fabulous.
Will be indeed. I assume. I know a bit less than you do, but I'm...
Yeah, John knows a little bit. He doesn't. I'm trying to keep him under the loop for certain things, but he knows at least the core. He knows what he needs to know. So,
indeed. For me, it's been pretty. I don't think we really went into how it's been for us lately in the last episode, but been playing games. I recently got Elden Ring Night Rain, which is it's such a weird game in concept because it's an Elden Ring game, but it's also a roguelike and also has elements of Fortnite, but it's very fun. And the only elements is there's a shrinking arena the entire time, so that's
not necessarily Fortnite. There's things that did that before Fortnite. Fortnite just blew up, and so every child and their mom was like, a shrinking border, that's crazy!
I've never seen that in my life. Yeah, it's not necessarily unique to Fortnite, but that's definitely what a lot of people think of. But actually, it's very fun. I've been playing it with Noli.
Yeah, so I was gonna ask, is it before you started talking, because I'm assuming it's a different game. I was gonna ask if it's DLC, because I've heard of it, but I didn't actually look into it.
Yeah, no, it's a separate game. It has a lot of the same mechanics that you have, but it has some new stuff. It's multiplayer, and you don't have to use some weird item to get multiplayer going like Base Elden Ring has, because that is very frustrating. And for a long time, it was you could either play it alone or you could play it with 3 people, and nothing in between and nothing more. So it was really weird. But now you can play with 2 people.
Right.
So me and Noli played it on stream the other day, and I've been playing it off stream a bit. It's pretty fun.
Interesting, yeah. I mean, it's interesting because, like I said, I looked into it and I heard about it, but I never really, I don't know, I just haven't had the time to really look in and see what it was.
Right.
Because I also thought it wasn't out yet. I also thought that too. So, I
guess... when it was, I remember when it was like it was coming out, and like I had a friend who had early access to it, and then I'm like, oh, cool, so it'll be out soonish, probably. And then like a few weeks went by, it's like it's fully out. It's like, when did that happen?
Right.
But it was only very recently that they added 2-player mode, so you wouldn't need to find a third person if it was just 2 people playing.
Right. Yeah, I mean, again, I'm not up to date on everything. I usually stay more up to date on like indie stuff. But right. Like with that, I'd heard about it. Like actually, I want to say a couple months ago. I'm like, oh, interesting, because I thought it was DLC for the longest time. I'm like, oh, that's because there's already DLC, right?
They also had DLC sometime. I don't think it was. I think it was in 2024, but it was like not long before they released Night Rain. So it's pretty reasonable to be like, oh, it's just another DLC, but it's a completely different game,
right?
And it's like a good comparison, I would say, is like Spider-Man and Spider-Man Miles Morales. Like Miles Morales feels kind of like it's not a full-fledged game, but it's not a DLC. It's technically a different game. That's kind of how it feels.
Interesting. And so is it only multiplayer, or can you play it single player?
You can play it solo if you want. But you can also play it 2 or 3 player. I feel like it should go up to 4. I don't know why it doesn't, but... Yeah,
that is strange. I mean, maybe they don't want to be like all the other Battle Royale type stuff, though. If it's taking the idea of the shrinking border. So... And I was going to say, too, earlier on, I'm pretty sure, I could be completely wrong, but I'm pretty sure Minecraft was actually the first to do that. Not Mojang specifically, but the servers, because I remember back in like 2012, or something like that, there was a server, a multiplayer server, where it was like a Hunger Games style thing, and the border would shrink. And like, I'm pretty sure like they might have been the first to do that. Now, obviously, there might be like an indie game that I never knew about that did it before. But I'm talking about like mainstream games. I want to say Minecraft was like the first to kind of like promote it, and then obviously Battle Royales happened, and then Fortnite happened, and so on and so forth. But
I remember when Fortnite first had its huge boom, and people were like, "Oh, you're just copying PUBG," and then people were like, "Oh yeah, well you're actually copying Minecraft Hunger Games."
Right.
It's like, okay, yeah, it's not a unique concept to any of those 3 things.
No,
so it's like, it's a weird thing to be like, oh, you have similarities, therefore you're copying them. It never made sense to me.
Right. But
anyways,
yeah, pretty interesting.
Do you have a headline for us?
I think so. I had it somewhere. It exists in the mind of the beholder. And I don't know who the beholder is, but it exists in their mind, I guess.
Yeah, maybe.
So an interesting thing that's been going on in the internet is, so everyone knows, I think it was Team Trees first, and then Team Seas. And then Mr. Beast has recently came out with, is it really just called Team Water? Because that doesn't rhyme.
That's way less cool.
There's trees, seas, and then bee. Where's Team Bees, man? Come on.
Yeah, they're extinct. They're not extinct, but
they're going
extinct. Right?
Well, they're endangered, and I think we're worried about them going extinct, rightfully so, because they're kind of important. I in fact saw some bees earlier today. It was actually kind of interesting. But anyway, Team Water. It is just Team Water. Okay. But yeah, so $1 equals 1 year of clean water for someone in need. Which again, it's great if that's what it actually is. Unfortunately, there's been some controversies for him in the past that have made me sort of doubt just a little bit. But if that is what that is, then amazing, great. I will be happy to donate to that once I get more information about it, and once I see other people kind of see where their money goes, people that are way smarter than me that can track that kind of thing. Because I want to make sure it's not going into his videos or something, you know what I mean? Again, I would hope he wouldn't do that, but there's been things in the past that have maybe not so sure. But again, yeah, if that is what it is, I'd be happy to donate, but I gotta get some more information first. I'm not just gonna jump head first into it, because there's people that have donated to things before and they've tracked their money and saw that it just went to the person's pockets or it went to their new house or something. Like, I don't want to pay for that, so,
yeah, I definitely. I'm one of those people. I never really watched him. It just wasn't something that I ever did. And now it's like he's got these controversies, but I feel like if what he does could end up helping someone, that's better than not helping someone. It would be better than if he was not doing all the things that are bad. That'd be even better.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things that's like, if you're trying to move forward from making a mistake, if you can call what he's been doing a mistake, then that's probably good. I think we talked about last time that like people make mistakes, and if they're trying to actively work towards fixing it, then that's all good on my books. But it remains to be seen if that's what he's doing, or if it's completely different. I don't know. This is the first time I've been hearing it. This is my honest reaction, I guess.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that's how I feel about it, too, because, like, I mean, I did used to watch him. I watched his older stuff. I do not watch his current stuff. The one thing I did do, though, is I watched Beast Games, and I thought it was quite enjoyable. I literally was running me through the motions. I was happy. There was parts where I was sad, because there's, like, a person I loved that got eliminated or whatever. And it made me angry because there's so many times where I'm like, oh, this person's the dumbest person I've ever seen in my life. What are you doing? So, like, it was a really good show. But then, obviously, before the show actually came out, there was rumors that females specifically were getting mistreated because they were, like, they needed medical attention, they weren't getting it. So, like, there's that, and it's like, sometimes, and I know there's the case of, like, you gotta distance yourself from, or you can make the distance from the creator than the product. And that's like the biggest thing I've heard of that is with J.K. Rowling and Harry Potter. Personally, the way I see it, if she's such a bad person, I don't really care. But with Mr. Beast, I understood. I could be like, okay, I'll separate him from the thing that he made, because it wasn't just Mr. Beast making Beast games. There was an entire legion of people, right? And I'm not going to let his bad decisions make me not watch and support their show too. You know what I mean? So that's how I felt about that. But same thing with this. I just want a little bit more research before I, do anything with it. Because I would donate if I find out it actually goes to their cause and not, the next video or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I've seen firsthand. There are plenty of times where there's been YouTubers who have done charity projects. Be like, this is going towards this particular illness and research for this illness and the victims of this illness, and it actually wasn't going to that at all. It was just, and I don't want to ruffle any feathers, so I'm not going to say who, but it was a pretty big person. They weren't known for their charity things like Mr. Beast, but it was like, it was surprising to say the least.
I'm curious who that is, but don't say them on here. We can talk about it after, but I'm curious who that is. Would I know them? Would I know them?
You might, yeah.
Interesting. Like, are they in the...
They're big enough that I would say probably.
Are they in the gaming sphere?
They are, yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I'd be interested to know who that is after this.
I'll let you know.
But yeah, you get the idea. Actually, just put it in the Discord. I forgot that we have the means to talk out. Wow.
We have more than one way.
It's fun. We're basically boomers. We're both old. We both need our prune juice. But yeah, so you understand the... Yeah, I see it. But you understand my hesitancy, right? About like that type of thing? Where it's like, I don't know if this is going where it say it's going, so... But yeah. Also, yeah, I do know them. I just didn't think that was the case. Oh, wait, no, I heard about this, actually. I heard about that, yeah. It was sad because there's... They were very good friends with MatPat and GT Live, actually, and they were actually featured on there quite a bit, so yeah, it made me sad when I heard that.
Yeah.
Well,
anyways.
Yeah, moving on.
Do you have a creator showcase and or I was gonna say review, but it's more like email.
A review. Yeah, so here's my review of the entirety of the Lord of the Rings saga. Hope you guys got your popcorn and 24 hours on hand, because that's how long this is gonna be. But no. So, I have a creator showcase, because last time I read an email. And so this creator showcase is Big Nostalgia Man, is the name of the creator there. And, as you can probably take a wild guess, is their content specializes in nostalgia. And what they do is they actually upload a lot of, snippets from old shows. And one I'm looking at right now is a SpongeBob episode, and it's I don't know what the episode's actually called, but it's the episode where the guy's like, where the SpongeBob's running down the road, and he's like, that guy's gonna kick my butt, and he's obviously talking about the freaking triangle-headed dude that's like trying to kick his butt, and then people turn around and it's this old man, and he's like, hi there, young people, nice day today, and the guy's like, so you like kicking butts, do you? And like, I use so many of those phrases, even in normal speaking today, that it's like, I love it so much. And, I hadn't forgotten about the scene itself, but I had missed pieces of it. Like, I just remember the quotes. I didn't remember the actual, what was actually happening necessarily. And so he shows that, and he shows a lot of other shows, I didn't watch Teen Titans Go or whatever, but I honestly thought it was terrible, but he shows that. There's a lot of SpongeBob ones. There's, a lot of like old style cartoons that I don't even know what they are. Rick and Morty, like the old seasons and stuff like that. What's it called? Phineas and Ferb, with Doofenshmirtz and stuff. Like, he shows a lot of these like older generation shows. So if you're a 90s or 2000s kid, then you will love this person's channel. They post a lot of different stuff. So, big nostalgia man, all one word, no caps or anything. Go check them out. They're pretty awesome, and I find myself watching them pretty frequently. Oh yeah, it's also not just shows. I forgot to mention that. They also show old like game footage as well. So for example, right now I'm watching the video they posted about Super Mario Sunshine, which is honestly one of my first Mario games that I've ever played. So yeah, go check them out if you have the time and if you like going down memory lane.
Anything you say or no?
You just hate nostalgia?
Cool, I hate nostalgia. I think nostalgia is bad, and if you feel it, then you're stupid. You should just get away.
I was hoping you'd say you're wrong, and I'm like, okay, well, that's a
you're wrong for having an emotion.
But,
But we can probably get right into the topic today, where we're doing another sequel. Aren't you so glad? We're doing the YouTube title game. So I have Ethan's channel pulled up here where I can see all his videos, and I assume from what he told me, he also has my channel pulled up.
I have JebinsFebins pulled up on YouTube right now.
Alright. Well, if you didn't see the last one, like, what are you doing watching this stuff out of order, man? But if you didn't see the last one and you don't feel like going back to watch the other one, I'm going to say the first part of the title, which is like the hook of the title.
Yes.
And it's going to be Ethan's job to guess which video that is. So if it's like Billy Bob Joe died from Billy Bob Joe Simulator number 7. Then,
yes.
He would have to guess that. And if he says it was like, oh, I think that's actually 5 Nights at Freddy's season 2 episode 5.
Season 2.
You're completely wrong. It's nowhere even near that one. He gets no points for that. So. Yeah.
And in case it wasn't clear, I have to get the number correct too. So if it's a series, I have to get the number correct. So if it's like Billy Bob Joel Simulator number 2 and it was actually number 7, that's still incorrect, and John can't give me points for that.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, and speaking of which, you want to run them through the points and how we're doing that?
Yes. So if Ethan is able to guess the proper episode, including the number, he gets 10 whole whopping points towards his total.
Woo!
But if he needs a hint, or he's like, hey, give me a hint. So, is it in the Billy Bob Joe Simulator? I'm like, okay. Then he will only get 5 points for that guess if he gets it correct. If he doesn't get it correct, he doesn't get any points because he got it wrong.
Yeah, and this obviously applies for John too. He's just giving you an example.
Indeed. So, are you ready?
Yeah, you're the host, so the host goes first, but does going first mean you're giving me a video, or does going first meaning I have to give you a video to guess?
You know what? I think I'll go first, which means I give you the video for you to guess.
I see. All right, let's do it.
I'm the host. That's how it goes. we're gonna go with ultra high security.
Okay, that immediately makes me think it's Thief Simulator, because that's really the only true stealth game. I play Far Cry, which has stealth elements, and I play other games that have stealth elements, but that's the true game that's like, its main priority is stealth. And stealing things, of course. Ultra high security, so that's Thief Simulator 1,000,000%. I just don't know what number, which is a problem. Ultra high security, that's definitely later, because ultra high security would mean that was probably the video where, like, you can't even get into the house without, like, so I don't know, because John, you played Thief Simulator, right?
I have, yes.
Okay.
I was drinking a sip of water. I think you were asking about.
Of course. I was worried you died again. I'm like, oh no, his Wi-Fi cut out again. But yeah, no, so like, how did you play it, like, up till, like, I think it's Richie R Street or whatever?
I don't know, it's been a while.
Okay. Either way, on, like, in that entire neighborhood, I've been cheesing the game. So what I do is I park my car near like, an easy access point, and I jump off the car into the property. Whereas you're supposed to either, like, you're supposed to open the gate from the inside or something. Like, you're supposed to do something else. You're not supposed to do that, but I do that anyway. So, ultra high security tells me we're in the one of the last few episodes. Which honestly, oh no, because there's one that's not uploaded, which means I'm gonna not account for one here. Oh no. Okay. I don't even remember the names of the other ones. I just remember, oh no, like, I love Thief Simulator, but I honestly couldn't tell you what my titles are for the videos. One's called, like, Super Big Heist or something, because I got a lot of money, I think. But I couldn't tell you what episode that is. I couldn't tell you if that's, like, episode 5 or 1. I couldn't tell you. I just don't know. Okay, final answer. I'm just gonna jump. I'm gonna say, because I think 7 is not uploaded yet. I'm gonna say it's, Thief Simulator number 6.
And you would be incorrect.
Dang it.
It was number 7.
Oh no, it's 8 that's not uploaded. Dang it. See, I knew the one uploaded video would give me. Damn it, and it did. I can't believe it. Well, at least I was close. At least I knew it was Thief Simulator immediately. I'm happy with that. Right. And at least I was close with the number. I'll take what I can get, I guess. Which is 0 points, but I'll take it. Alright. I guess that means it is your turn, Mr. JebinsFebins. So I'm gonna give you Battle of the Titans.
Okay, I feel like I had talked about this last time, and I know the game is V-Rising, because I had the really cool thumbnail that I made that I spent like half an hour on.
It is a good thumbnail.
But which one episode was it? How many episodes did I even do? I don't know. This is a while ago. I feel like it was early on. Probably 2 or 3. I'm gonna go 3. Episode 3 of V-Rising.
That is incorrect. It is episode 5 of V-Rising.
Episode 5?
You got V-Rising correct. I didn't even know. I don't honestly never even heard of V-Rising, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's like a vampire survival crafting game I played with Noli. It's pretty fun, I would say.
Well, same type of deal though. You were a little bit farther with the number than I was, but at least you knew instantly with V-Rising. Mm-hmm. Also, you know how when you hover over a video, it's like shows a little snippet of it. There's a meme that you place in here. I don't know who it is. It's like Aladdin, I think. It's the show Aladdin, or the movie Aladdin, but I don't know who the character is necessarily. But it's a funny meme. I can't play it because it blasts my eardrums. But
right, there's so many times where I'll put in a meme that sometimes it doesn't land. There's one I edited the other day, and I'm like, I don't know if this is as funny as I think it is, but I think it's very funny, so it's going in.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I love it when that happens. I think I did that for that episode, so I might have to go back and watch some of my old content and be like, oh, that's the meme I was making. It's still funny. Or it's like, man, that was not funny. What was I thinking?
Right.
So we'll see. Okay, so it's your turn. We're 0 for 0 so far.
Yeah, we're doing great.
We're doing great. We know our own content.
We know our own videos.
That one might be a good one. Oh, no, you know, I was just looking at one. That's good, because it's 2 videos with 2 very similar titles right next to each other.
Oh, so no. Oh, no. Why did you do this to me?
We're gonna go with We Made It to Space.
Okay, I know what the trick is, because there's episode 7 or 8 a portal, which is titled Space. What, we made it to space? What's a game where space is not like the default area? Because Lovers in the Danger Space-Time that's all in space. We made it to space. Oh, you know what? That probably would be Unrailed, because Unrailed space is absolute hell, and oh my god, that's gonna be a pain when we go back to that. We made it to space. There's, there's technically, I forgot what episode we actually made it to space, though. There was a lot before we made it to space. Because remember, there was the playthrough with the 4 of us, then it turned into the 3 of us because the 4th guy was more unreliable than, Spectrum, the internet. Hashtag roasted. But I think it was like past 10 episodes before we even made it to space. But I'm trying to remember how many actual episodes there even is. I want to say there's like 14? That sounds maybe accurate. It would have been one of the last ones, though. So I'm going to say it's definitely Unrailed. So it's going to be Unrailed. It's going to say Unrailed with Friends. And I'm going to say number 13. It's either 13 or 14.
You are again incorrect.
Is it 14?
Number 12.
Oh, I'm going to become the Joker. Damn it.
One off.
Damn it. And one off again? I'm just going to blow up the moon. It's gone. Hope you guys don't need it anymore. It's got to go.
Who needs the moon anyway?
You'd be surprised. But alright, we're doing great, man. We're doing real well. I don't know if this is considered cheating. No, I'll do something else. Maybe I'll do that later, towards the end of the episode. Maybe that's it. Because then if it's cheating, who cares? I like this one. I'm gonna say, Where is My Son?
So I know that is The Forest. I haven't made New Forest ones, I don't think. Because I was trying to play through the game again somewhat recently. We got very annoyed, and we stopped playing it. So...
I see.
So that would be early on. I was like, have I not? Because the remake, so to speak, the retrial, would have also included Trying to Find the Sun. So I'm gonna say The Forest, specifically. The Forest episode 1.
That's your final answer?
Yes, this feels like it might be a trick, but I'm gonna say final answer.
That is actually correct, although you are wrong. There's an episode right after that called Intimidation Tactics, The Forest, episode 2. And I think there was another third one I saw earlier. So you made more episodes.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I made a couple more episodes, because we did a couple streams of it, but then we stopped playing, and then a couple years went by, and then we picked it up again and started a new playthrough, is what I was trying to get at. I wasn't sure if the new playthrough has made it to YouTube or not. It's on the VOD channel.
I see. Okay. Well, hey, someone got something right, so there you go.
There we go. So that is 10 points.
Oh my god, I have the best next one. Oh, that's a great title.
Okay, so I'm gonna go. This is, I think, 2 that this title feels like it could be about. So this is an interesting one to see what you have to say. It's titled Axel's Slow Descent into Madness.
Well, he goes into that stage a little bit here and there. Axel's Slow Descent into Madness. I remember specifically writing that title. Oh, you know what? That is Tabletop Simulator, because that's the episode where I trolled the absolute hell out of him. So, I forget the exact scenario, but we were playing One Night, so I know it's a One Night episode too. And One Night I think is actually in the title, so I needed to know that anyway. So, One Night's a game, TLDR, it's like, if you guys have ever played Trouble in Terrorist Town, it's gonna be something similar. Yeah, so it's basically like that type of game. But there's a card that switches the other person's cards. And I had done that, to John and Axel. And John, when John first started, he was the werewolf, which is the bad guy. And then I had switched it to Axel. And then while we were talking about, who was the werewolf and who was not, I was making it sound like John was suspicious, and honestly, the way he was talking, he was definitely suspicious, and if I hadn't swapped him, I would have instantly voted for John, but that's besides the point. And what these two didn't know is that I had switched it, so Axel didn't know he was currently the bad guy. And so John's like, well, like, it doesn't have to be me. Like, he was very suspicious about it. Like, I don't know if he was intentionally trying to do it, but I'm like, well, that being said, I'm gonna vote for Axel. And, like, mind you, Axel had been getting, like, Axel hasn't won a single time in that episode, so he was pissed. And it turned out he was the world because I didn't reveal until after he died. And so me and John won anyway. So it was really funny. Cause if you're a villager and you kill a villager, all the villagers lose. So if we'd killed him when he was a villager, we would have lost, technically speaking. But because he was the werewolf, me and John won anyway. So yeah, that's the story behind that one, but it's so funny. It's honestly one of my favorite Tabletop Simulator episodes that we have. But yeah, so I don't know what number that is, unfortunately. I'm gonna say there's so many Tabletop Simulator episodes though. There's like, I mean, a lot of them are not uploaded yet, to be fair. But I want to say, you know what? I kind of want to say, what do I want to say? I'm going to say Tabletop Simulator number 8, and it's one night. It's in parentheses, I think.
It would be correct.
Heck yeah, there we go. Okay.
Number 8, it does say one night in parentheses after the 8. So
I'm a genius.
That's 10 points to you, good sir.
10 points to
I wasn't sure if you would get tripped up between that one or Minecraft SMP, because there's that one, I don't know what it's called. And I might not say even if I do know what it's called.
No, that one's called He Was Crazy Once, because that's obviously the title I should have named it.
Okay, so I wasn't sure if you get confused between that one and One Night. And also, we do a light bit of trolling against Axel quite often.
Yes.
So, I feel like that. No, but there's a handful of different games and different times where that would be applicable.
Yes. But I get the what's it called? I get why you would pick that as a title, because there could be, because I was thinking also there's something sort of similar and we need to go deeper, but I think it's less of Axel going insane and just all of us going insane. Mm-hmm. All right, but I have the perfect one for you, my friend. You're gonna laugh because it's a really good title. I see no potentially lethal side effects of this.
Oh man, that is, what game was that? That's an amazing title. That might be. There's plenty of things out there that could be. Did I make a Surgeon Simulator video? Because I feel like that would be fitting for that, but I don't know if I ever made a video of that. I think that was before my video phase. Not phase, but before I started making videos.
Yeah, I gotcha.
So, it could be Pokemon, I guess. Like, I'm so at a loss what that could be, but that is a good title. Obviously, whatever I'm doing, I'm an idiot. Because obviously, there'd be some lethal consequences to whatever I'm doing. So that is indeed a tricky one. I'm gonna go, because I'm the host, I don't care if I lose. I am gonna go for a hint. So
the hint I'm gonna give you is it's a 17-second video.
Oh, okay. Now I know. Did I give it a subtitle though? I know exactly what it is then.
There is a subtitle.
Very good hint. That is, that's a clip from Arkham Knight that was a thug that had gone glitched into the ground and started just flopping everywhere. And I'm like, that guy is definitely dead. But what did I subtitle it though, is the thing. So it would be, if the subtitle would probably just be Arkham Knight clip, because it wasn't part of a series. It was just a standalone funny moment that I wasn't even streaming. I was just like playing the game and I saw it happen. I'm like, I gotta record this. This is hilarious. So I'm gonna say final answer, Arkham Knight clip.
So you should get it just because you gave me actually more than you needed to. It's actually, the subtitle is just Arkham Knight. There's not a number next to it because it's not a series, and there's not a clip next to it either. It's just Arkham Knight. So because you gave me more than what I actually needed, it's because if you give me less than what you needed, then that's wrong. But if you give me more than what you needed, as long as it's still just the general gist of it, then you should still get it. So you should still get your 5 points for getting it right.
A perfect run.
Perfect run. I'm trying to think what even game that is. Perfect run. What would be like? Faz could be correct. Freaking. I don't think it's Portal. That wouldn't make any sense anyway. Maybe Lethal Company, because a perfect run would be like not dying and getting everything out of the building. This doesn't make any sense for tabletop. Minecraft, I don't think so. That shouldn't make any sense either. Perfect run. What would this be? I mean, Faz makes the most sense, but I don't recall ever titling that. Because this sounds like a game that's hard to get a perfect run in. Because otherwise, why would I title it that? This is a good one. Because I don't even know what game it is. Yeah, like I just don't know what game this even is. That's the problem. I mean, I could go with Faz, but I don't know what. First of all, I don't know if that's even the game. Second of all, I don't know why I would have titled it that. I have no idea. Like I'm just trying to think. Like it's got to be a game that's hard. So, but Faz isn't that hard. I've never thought it's been that hard, so I would never have titled it that. Geometry Dash, I don't think so. I didn't even think about that until just now, but I don't think so. Because that's a hard game, but I haven't really done anything necessarily truly hard in that series yet. You know what? I'm gonna have to take a hint. I have no clue what game this even is.
There's one that would be kind of helpful, but maybe not at all.
Well, you can tell it to me anyway.
I'm gonna say that it is the game that it's from is a spin-off, if you can call it that. I wouldn't call it a mainline game anyway.
Spin-off? Wait a minute. The only spin-off type games I've played are FNAF games. So there's One Night at Flumpty's, there's 5 Nights at Wario's. What else have I played? There's Fazbear Entertainment Storage. I don't know if I've called it that, though, for one of those. What else have I played on the channel? There's been... I mean, I plan to play... Oh, yeah, I played Candies just recently, but I haven't actually gone past the first episode of that just yet. I played FNAF World, which is technically a spin-off of its own game. But... Oh, maybe, because of that damn rainbow minigame. That could be it. You know what? That could be it. I'm seeing the vision. I see myself writing it down. I'm gonna say FNAF World. What episode would this be? How many episodes even were there? I might completely butcher this, but FNAF World number... How many? I think it was 5 episodes to get to the end of the main game. So I'm gonna say FNAF World number 7.
Oh, you got the series correct, I guess. The game series. It's from Ultimate Custom Night number 2.
Really?
Yes, because I guess some people might consider Ultimate Custom Night like a mainline FNAF game, but I feel like it's more of a spin-off because it's got very little story other than William Afton suffering forever.
Well, the reason I would call it a middle ground for me personally is because every, 1,000 points or 5 points, whatever it is, you get an intermission, which does tell you stories. And I think it was Security Breach kind of alluded to, it kind of built off a little bit of the story from Ultimate Custom Night. So that's why I would consider it personally not a super mainline game. It's almost like FNAF World in the sense where the story is connected, but it kind of is a spin-off. So it's like a weird middle ground. So, alright, I mean, that's fair enough. I at least got FNAF in the end, but yeah, it's such a normal title that was a hard one to get.
It's also from 4 years ago.
Oh, well, that'll do it.
Yeah, what I did is I went to sort by oldest.
Oh, yeah, don't do that.
It's pretty high up there.
You'll find some darker things down there the further you go down.
It is.
Okay, the next one I'm going to give you, John, is Neighbor Fred.
Neighbor Fred. Interesting. That is...
Neighbor, I think, spelled incorrectly, by the way.
You know what? Who even needs to spell things correctly? Yeah, that is such an interesting title because there's no game that I can think of that has an actual Neighbor Fred named Fred. So it must be a joke of some kind. So it's likely a running joke during the episode of my this neighbor Fred again. I have no clue what it could be. I'm gonna go. Give me a hint.
So you're there's so many memes in this thing. So your hint is that's a good one for this one without kind of really just giving it away. Oh, you know what? This might I don't know if this is gonna help you necessarily 1,000,000%. Kind of like mine was, but it's not a custom. The one that I'm talking about is not a custom thumbnail. It's just taken from the video. Oh. Whereas this is and the reason I'm giving that as a hint is because every video surrounding it is all custom thumbnails.
Okay, which means it is either an old one or a one that I uploaded just before I went to boot camp and I just didn't have a thumbnail ready for it. Which makes me think maybe God of War? Seems unlikely. I know there's one that doesn't have a custom thumbnail for God of War. Interesting. I'm gonna just say God of War episode 15, and I'm gonna be completely wrong probably, but we'll see.
You are in fact completely incorrect. It's actually V-Rising again. It's Neighbor Fred V-Rising episode 2.
Yeah, so it's an older one for sure.
Yeah, it's 2 years ago.
I gotta rewatch that series because I remember having a lot of fun with it. And the only reason we didn't continue it is because we got busy, and then I was like, I don't really feel like playing this.
That's fair. All right, it's my turn again.
Yes, indeed. This might be an easy one or a tricky one because I feel like it can apply to a couple of things.
Great.
It's titled The Last Ending.
Oh, great. I play so many games with different endings. Okay, immediately I'm thinking that could be literally any FNAF game outside of 1 and 2. 1, 2, and 3. Nope. 4 had... No, 3 had 2 endings. That's right. I'm thinking back. Yeah, so anything besides 1 and 2. That could be Detroit Become Human, but I don't think that would be titled that, because there's so many dang endings in the game, there's no way in hell we did them all. That could be... Sorry, just to repeat, it says The Last Ending, or The Last Ending?
Last Ending.
Okay, so singular. So, yeah, okay, so I'm ruling out Detroit Become Human then, because we wouldn't have gotten The Last Ending. I have no idea. Because this could be any FNAF game is the problem. And there's so many damn FNAF games. The Last Ending. Why do I feel like I recently made that title? Oh, you know what? It could also be... I didn't even think about this. It could also be Stanley. The Stanley Parable. Because there's endings in that game, too. I almost completely forgot about that. That could be it, but I remember the title for the last episode is titled The End is Never the End is Never the End, or like something along the lines of that. So unless it's the episode before the final episode, then that's probably not the case. I'm honestly gonna bank on a FNAF game because there's so many FNAF games. So what FNAF games have like a major choice of endings, not just like, because to say the last ending, if I were to write that implies that there's at least 3+ endings. So FNAF World had a good amount of endings. FNAF 6 had FNAF 6 had 6, technically speaking. What was after FNAF? After FNAF 6 was what? That was Ultimate Custom Night. That's not an ending based game. And then after Ultimate Custom Night was I'm skipping a couple. But I haven't played the ones in between this and Security Breach. So Security Breach had a good amount. It was what? How many did that have? It had what? It was the Vanny ending. Then you had the just straight up leave ending. The F this ending. Then you had a couple different endings depending on which exit you went out of. So that could... I don't think I would have titled it for that, though. And then, what was the next FNAF game I played after that? The next one after that was probably... it was Ruin, which just had the one ending, I think. Yeah, Ruin just had the one ending. And then after... It
technically has 3 endings, but they're all the same, basically.
Well, it ends the same, doesn't it? Where you... Oh, no, you're right. It does have 3 technically... you're right. I forgot it doesn't end when you get to the Mimic. It doesn't end right there. There's other parts after the Mimic. So, okay. And then what? There was Into the Pit, which had, I want to say, like 5 or 6 endings. Which I did get them all. So that could be part of it. Because I don't think I got all the Ruin endings. And then I haven't honestly gone to Sweet Secret of the Mimic purely because it's locked to older or to newer gen consoles, which I do not have. So I would love to play Secret of the Mimic, but I do not have the ability to do so. So, long story short, it's got to be either Security Breach, which I don't honestly think it is, or Into the Pit. Because Into the Pit was great. And I feel like, and that would align with my subconscious saying that I've written that recently. Because Into the Pit was like a couple months ago. Well, I played it in January, but it's been uploading ever since. So, I want to say... So if it's the last ending, that would imply this is the last video of this series. And if I'm banking on Into the Pit, it's going to be Five Nights at Freddy's Into the Pit finale, because it's the final episode. Locking it in, I want to be a millionaire.
Well, I can't guarantee if you become a millionaire, but you do get 10 whole points.
Yes!
Because you were right.
Yes! That was a tricky one.
Yeah, I wasn't like I was listening to that time Melvin like he's getting closer the more he talks, and you got it. So
yep, that's how you do it. That's how I talk myself into getting the right answer. But speaking about getting the right answer, John, no pressure. We got A Strange New World.
A Strange New World. That sounds like Undertale. Did I name the first one first Undertale episode that? Because I remember making this title and I'd be like, okay, so it's a new game I haven't played. I don't want to say like, oh, I'm doing pacifist, or oh, I'm doing this. I wanted like some people to have like a little bit of mystery clicking on it because, because it's a game that a lot of people like in a lot of different ways you can play the game. So I'm gonna say Undertale Episode 1.
Damn it, that's what I get for picking Undertale. Well, that was
I guess I got that right.
I played the 5th, John. I played the 5th.
I'm giving myself 10
I was hoping like you would trip yourself up, but like A Strange New World could be any start to a new game. But
right.
Whatever.
Yeah. Or even like, if it was like Kingdom Hearts, because each of the like places you go are called worlds, so like, oh, maybe I got to one that's a little bit wacky, a little bit different, and I called it that. But no, I remember.
This is big.
I remember.
This is the big unbelief.
So let's see, what else do we have for you? This one might be. This might trip you up. School is in session.
Okay, that immediately tells me DDLC, but I probably highly doubt that that's correct. What other games of school? I mean, Kindergarten 2 could very well be. That could honestly be it. School is in session. Because DDLC takes place in a school, but there's no chance I called it that. And then Kindergarten 2 is obviously the one that's the entire story takes place in school. What other games take place in schools? I mean, there's like school sections to certain games, but I don't think I would have. Maybe I would have titled for some of them. Problem is, I'm not going to get them because some of them are super minute, and I wouldn't remember it exactly. Kindergarten 2 might be it. Was that the title of the first episode? Like, what would I have titled it that? I don't honestly think so, but I don't know what. Now that I think about it, I don't know what I would have titled it. So there's that problem. What else? There is a couple observation duty games that have school settings. Would I've called it that? Well, actually, did Observation Duty 5 had a school? I can't remember which one had the school. Oh no, that was 4? No, that was 5, I think. No, that's 5, I think, yeah. Which I don't know if I played that one too much, though. But I think I did, because it had the gym. Yeah, no, that had the Skinny Prince. Yeah, so then, okay. John doesn't know what the hell I'm saying. So yeah, it had the Skinny Prince, John. You should know who the Skinny Prince is.
Of course, yes, I remember that.
Of course, yeah. So, but that one I think is 4? But that's titled The Skinny Prince or something, because the Skinny Prince is a meme. So it can't be that. There was a school level in Para Eyes, But I did that twice, so I don't know what I would have titled those. Honestly, my brain's leading kindergarten, but I don't know what that could only have been the first episode, because after that it doesn't make sense. So, but I don't think I would have titled that the first episode. I can't think of any of the games, and DDoC for me is off the table. I can't think of really any of the games that have a school as a setting that's not like a mainline thing. You know what? I'll take a hint, because right now I'm not totally sure.
Okay. So, this is one that you mentioned, but you were unsure of.
Great, that's super helpful.
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, it's hard to give this one because you mentioned it and without giving it away.
Okay, it's not kindergarten. I think that's part of the trick here. It's not kindergarten then. I also think, because with kindergarten you could have easily given a hint that would have worked. Okay, that's actually interesting. So, if it's hard to give a hint on this because I not only said it, but because of the nature of the video/game, it must be a game that you can't easily really give a hint to without knowing much about the game. Meaning, it's, I don't remember titling it this, but I guess I must have. It's Pair of Eyes number. Oh, it's not the first one. Is there even a third one? No, there's a third one, but I don't know what it's called. Oh, it's either 2 or 3. Don't be one off again. Okay, what level do they come in? So it goes Grandma's House, so that's number 1. Oh, no, it's this. It went number 1 was Grandma's House, number 2 was the school, meaning school in session, Pair of Eyes number 2. Final answer.
You got it. That's right. The one.
I only get 5 points for it, but honestly, I wouldn't really have gotten much, because I honestly would have said kindergarten, maybe number 1, but I don't think I would have called it that. So I wouldn't have liked the answer, but I probably would have honestly gone with that without the hint, so. Alright, it's your turn again. We're gonna go with All the Guardians.
Interesting. Okay. So, I don't know. I'm struggling to think of one. Because there's definitely games I'm like, okay, stuff around that. I don't know if I can work with everything I know it's not, and work backwards. Because there's plenty that I know it's not. I will go with a hint because I don't care if I win or lose. So I don't care if I get 5 points. So can I have a hint?
Oh, I didn't think you were asking for a hint. I thought you were about to guess. I guess I'm trying to think what would be a good hint for this. Well, I mean, this doesn't really help you all that much based on the nature of this. It's a Kingdom Hearts video, John. Have fun.
Interesting. Okay. Oh, that actually might help because
Damn it.
There's the Guardians of Light, so it's probably the episode they all are in there. They're all together. So that's late, but that doesn't give me the number because there's like 30 episodes.
Yeah, I was gonna say
that's a long game. So I'm guessing probably in the 20s because I'm at the Keyblade Graveyard, which you don't know what that is. It's fine.
What are you talking about? Of course I know what the key, whatever you just said.
But it's the fact you don't know what it said. It helps me in my assumption that you don't know what it is. But, maybe you just didn't hear me.
Yeah, sure.
I'm going to go episode 23 of Kingdom Hearts 3.
That is very much incorrect, sir. It is Kingdom Hearts, but that's because I told you it was. It's Kingdom Hearts 3, episode 28.
Oh, man. I knew it was in the 20s, but... Yeah, because I knew it was very late game, because the Keyblade Graveyard is the name of the last world you go to.
Right.
But I knew it must have been before the DLC, and probably before the finale. So.
Right.
Hey, you know what? I was close. I got in the 20s.
Well, there you go.
So.
Alright, it's my turn once again.
Yes, it is your turn. Something in maybe 1 or 2 each. One more.
Yeah, probably.
Well, we gotta go with this one. Oh, okay, there's 2 different games. I'm like, wait a minute, that doesn't line up. But never mind. The title is John Dies Over and Over and Over. Not my best though.
John dies over and over and over.
Yes,
That's
3 overs.
3 overs. Oh, you know what? This is Phasmophobia. It's that day you literally just couldn't stop dying. What number though? Because with friends, there's so many of them. Freaking the numbers gonna be a problem. It's past 12. I know that because 12 was like when the new update came out. I don't know. Like, cause like it could be a combination. Oh, you know what? It's I think it's 15, 16, or is it 14, 15, 16 were all with someone else. They weren't even with John. I hope I have that right. I don't know though, cause like, so we gotta be, we're definitely in like the super late thing of it. I think I'm correct. 14, 15, 16, actually I think there's 4 episodes. So 14, 15, 16, 17 are with someone else. And then we had just started, another playthrough with the 3 of us. You didn't die at the super beginning, though. You were dying more in, like, the middle to the end. So it's probably not number 18, which means it's either number 19 or 20. And I'm pretty sure number 20 was called... Oh, you know what? No, hang on, wait. Big brain time. It's big brain time. So, number 21 is the final episode, and it's called John Steals Literally Everything from the Ghost, or something along the lines of that. And I made a huge meme about it in the actual video. It's not out yet, but that's how I know. Episode 20 was something about Axel. I forgot what it was called. It was just about Axel. I forgot what it was, honestly. Which means, by process of elimination, if I'm correct about the first thing before, about those series of videos being with someone else, that must mean, if I'm correct, which I hopefully am, this must mean that it's John Dies Over and Over and Over, whatever it's called. Phasmophobia with Friends number 19. Final answer.
You are correct.
Let's go! Who was that Big Brain?
Don't know if you were Big Brain, but you were right, so
I'm pretty sure I was Big Brain. I'm pretty sure I was Big Brain. Okay. I got something interesting for you. So becoming greater.
Okay. That is likely... Oh, for a minute I was like, it's gotta be God of War Ragnarok, because the whole thing is about being better. But, Big Brain here, not at all. It's not God of War at all. It's Spider-Man. Because there's an achievement for getting all achievements called being greater. And or something along those lines. And that's what I was referencing when I was making this episode. So, it is the Spider-Man permadeath finale.
Damn it.
Big Brain.
That's such that's such a normal title that I thought you'd get slipped up on it, but whatever. It's because you know more about the game than I do.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it was really just like, okay, I knew, because all my finales for the game, for the permadeath, have to do with something relating to the game. So, like, with Survivor, it's called, not Jedi Survivor, Star Wars Fallen Order, I'm gonna steal this one before you can give it to me, is called, Mastering Fallen Order, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it's called Mastering Fallen Order. And I named it that because the name for the most difficult, difficulty is called Grandmaster difficulty. And masters are something in Star Wars, so that's where I got that title from. So I assumed it was, and I remembered, I was like, oh, I'm thinking be greater from we gotta be better from God of War, so that's when I had immediately went to, but then I was like, no, I'm tricking myself.
Interesting. Well, alright, give me one last one, which I'll probably lose at, because I'm on a hot streak right now, so that's my luck.
Yeah, that's when you gotta fail audibly. This one might trip you up. It's called The Most Formidable Plan.
Oh, I remember writing that. Oh, you know what? That is Bootman. Because the joke of that episode was John was the ghost, and Axel had died early on. Like, he died immediately as soon as, John could attack us. And so I knew I was dead because we hadn't found jack crap the entire time. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to make a plan and I'm just going to camp in the bathroom. And so I did. And the plan worked for a good, like, a solid 10 minutes, because John literally searched every room besides the bathroom that I was in for a while. So because the way I was talking was, I'm like, oh, John, I'm finding so many things, John. Like, you're losing right now. Like, I made him sound like I was actually doing things. And so when he walked in the bathroom, he just saw me sitting there doing nothing. And it was hilarious. Yeah. So, it's booming, but I don't know what number. It's booming with friends, obviously. Number. That's the problem. There's so many dang episodes of these things. It's above 6, I think, because that's when we started. I think above 6 is when we started doing the monster. That was obviously where this comes in. But outside of that, I don't really have much to go off of. I know the one's called Cynthia's Gambit. I don't remember what that one, I think, we weren't even against each other. That was against the Cynthia creature. I'm trying to think of other titles, because knowing the other titles will kind of help me place them. Can't think of any other titles, though. I mean, I know, like, Don't Steal From Ghosts is the first one, but that doesn't help me. I think one's called, this might be the beginning, though, so this won't matter. I need the end game ones. Oh, one's called Axel Can't Find Us, which I think is out? Is that out? I can't remember. That's number 13, I think. Which I think was in the same session as this. Maybe. Maybe not. Actually, maybe. Maybe I take that back. I regret my words and my deeds again. Honestly don't know. The problem is I don't remember any of the titles outside of the ones I've already said. And I know there's like 15 episodes. I don't know if I want a hint for the last one, though. I want to go guns... If I'm going out, I'm going out guns blazing. So, I'm gonna say... It goes after... It's guaranteed after 6. But this is also when we had Axel. Hang on. Big brain... It's big brain time. Hang on. Big braining. I got my prune juice ready. So, this was after the monster update, which means it cannot be 6 or below. And this is also with Axel. And this is Axel's first time. Meaning, it's in the stretch of 8 to 11. And if I recall, that was the final mission. Or one of the final missions. Meaning, if I'm big braining, it's booming number... Hang on. The math ain't mathing. Hang on, wait a minute. My plan's being followed as we speak. Is it 10 or 11? Oh no. Oh no. This is a problem. This is even if my math is correct. Of like the episode stuff. I'm gonna say number 11 for 7-11. Guns blazing.
It is Booming number 11.
I can't believe it.
I don't think you're big brainy though, because the episode before it is titled 3 Robbers is Better Than 2. So that makes me think that was the first one with Axel in it.
Okay, so, yep, I had it completely messed up, but at least I got the number right.
You somehow got the number right. Also, it's so weird, because you said it's with friends, but you didn't say that when you said the final answer, so it doesn't matter. But the first 2 episodes are said with friends, like Booming with Friends number 1, Booming with Friends number 2. But every episode after that doesn't say with friends.
It's because, you know what, John? We played the...
being friends.
Yeah, man, listen, Booming really makes you hate your friends. It's like Monopoly.
I see.
Okay. That's hilarious. I need to go and fix that, but that's really funny. I didn't even notice that. Okay, so last one for you is really funny. Well, the episode itself is not funny. This is from what I can tell. But, it's Life on the Ground Floor.
Okay. Oh, I think I know why you say it's funny. It's probably have to do with the thumbnail, isn't it?
I can neither confirm nor deny why it's funny.
So I know that's Final Fantasy VII Remake. The question is, which episode is it? It's definitely early on, because that is like something they say in the game. It's like, oh, you gotta learn Life on the Ground Floor, because it's a tutorial, and we're super clever.
What does that even mean? Learn Life on the Ground Floor.
Don't know.
All right.
But so that's what that's about. So either 2 or 3. Because 1, I think, it might have to do with terrorism. I don't know.
Did you say I might have to do terrorism?
No. It might have something to do with terrorism.
Oh, I thought you said I might have to do what terrorism. Like, that's not even a complete sentence.
I might go back and change it to that. But because the first one you blow up the reactor, so it doesn't have to do with that. It's in chapter 3, though. Was it chapter 2? No, it's chapter 3. But did I make the videos one chapter at a time is the question. Am I big branding or am I small branding is the question. I'm going to say Final Fantasy VII Remake Episode 3 Final Answer.
That is correct. I don't know if it is... I don't know how long are the chapters in that game, because this video is only 40 minutes.
Yeah, I didn't do the whole chapter. That was the end of the stream. That was during my 12... That was during a 12-hour stream, and I was very tired. I'm like, I'm out of here. We're done with the timer. The time is over. We're done. We're going home. Goodbye. Good night.
Right. That makes sense.
So, yeah, and I didn't actually finish that playthrough, so maybe I'll go back and do that, but we'll see.
Well, you got it correct in the end, so there you go. But, what are the points looking like? Just curious. I'm sure you probably won, because I got many wrong, so.
Yes, so... The points, it was close. And if I had gotten that wrong, you would have won.
Damn it.
But it was 35 to 43.
Unbelievable. So. Unfrickin' believable.
Indeed.
Wait, how did I end? How did you win? How did you end with 43 if it's 5 and 10s?
Because I gave myself 3 points because of the Arkham Knight clip. That I said Arkham Knight clip. But it was Arkham Knight, and that was all I had to say.
Okay. I mean, you technically won with 45, because I would have just given you the
5 Either way, I would have won, I'm just saying.
Keep glowing over there, pal. Keep glowing.
Alright, well, for those of you at home, go check out any one of these videos that we mentioned during this game, because I'm sure it's a banger. And if not, then money back guaranteed.
Yeah, sure.
Don't bother to know that you don't have to spend any money to watch any of these episodes of our YouTube channels that we're talking about. So if you were to get your money back, you would not. It would be the same if you didn't get your money back. So.
$0.
$0 either way. So that being said, we'll probably want to do the outro now.
Yeah, probably.
Unless you have any final words for them.
No, outside of just what I said at the beginning, which is stay tuned for next week's episode, because it's going to be a banger.
It's going to be a banger. I'm sure of it, even though still a little bit out of the loop, but we'll see.
Yeah, we're gonna have 2. This is gonna be the first time, technically speaking, because we've had 4 people in the podcast before, but that's because the third guy was here and then we had Axel. But this is gonna be the first time where we have 2 guests on the podcast as opposed to just 1. So,
indeed. So. But thank you guys so much for listening. We hope we provoked a conversation that made you laugh along the way. If you want to check out my stuff, you can over on YouTube at JebinsFebins. As well as I have a VOD channel that you can check out. It's called JebinsFebins VODs. I also linked it in my main channel. It wasn't before for some reason, but now it is. So if you scroll down all the way to the bottom on my homepage, there it is, under channels. And if you want to find out Ethan's channel over on YouTube, you can do that as well. And like I said, any of the videos we mentioned are uploaded, unless we specifically said they haven't been uploaded yet. And you can also, and then you can also check me out on Twitch. I don't know if I mentioned that. I'm on Twitch. I stream pretty regularly. So if you want to catch me, just give me a follow. It'll tell you exactly when I'm live, and it's free. So no reason not to. And then if you want to check out our Twitter, or X as some people call it, we're over on there. It's called the Provokers Pod. As well as Instagram at the Provokers Podcast Official. If you were tuning into the old one and you're like, where did this go? Why am I not following your Instagram? It's because it's new. Basically all the same stuff you get before, just it's a different one altogether. I'm not going to get into that. If you want to check out our previous episodes that explain why, you can. We also have the Patreon, where if you get It's called The Provokers. That's because that's what our name is. I don't know why I was struggling with remembering that. And we have multiple tiers that allow you to get special rewards and perks. And the higher tier you buy, the more you get. And the tiers range from $1 to $100. So if you don't want to spend much, you don't have to. If you don't want to spend any, then you don't have to do that. It's all completely optional. But when you become a patron, you get access to our Patreon exclusive Discord server where we are, and you guys, anyone who joins the Patreon gets access to, and you can ask us all your burning questions about do we really like prune juice, or do we just drink it because we're old, and all that good stuff. So be sure to do that. We also have the extended cut episodes, which are usually around 30-minute episodes, which are not like a good enough topic for a full-length episode, but they're a lot of fun. The first 5 are $3, so if you're not sure you're really interested in it, it's not that much money. And then if you do like it and you want to check out the others, then they are $5. And with all that out of the way, we'll catch you guys next time.